Alrighty then, third grade. Look at where we are. I know. You're like, well, Miss Monroe, what are you doing? I just figured it's been a while since I've done accent for you. And it's our last day together. And so I just want to do accents and just be silly and crazy and just be crazy Miss Monroe like you used to. So it is Thursday, May 28th, 2020. We are done. This is our last day of classes, but I'm still going to push you to get some things done. I'm sorry, that's how I roll. I like to get to the last day and still get things accomplished. So it's going to be a quick video because it's hopefully, that's my goal, because I just want to go over the last new concept, which is just a review kind of your division, but it's just instead of having it by tens, like it was 20 going into a number, or 30 going into a number, or 10. Now it's going to be like 21, 31 going into the number. And it's just to show you how to, even if it's a 1 or a 2 or something in the ones place, it doesn't change the fact that you still have to go with the first numbers. You'll see what I mean when I get to it. So hang on tight. It's your crazy teacher just doing her crazy accents, but we're going to finish this school year on a fun note. So look here, and we're going to do our division. So we look and we see 634 divided by 31. We don't know a 31 division table. So what have we said? We've said that you have to look at the first numbers. You look at the 3 and the 6, and that's all for right now. And because the 6 is bigger than the 3, I can go into that. Yesterday, if you recall, we had numbers where the divisor was bigger than the denominator. Oh my goodness, the dividend. So that's why we had to go into the first 2 numbers and then divide into all 3. But hopefully this will bring you back to where we were going into the first numbers, because 3 is small enough to go into 6. How many 3s are in 6? 2, right. So we put that line over our 63 because we're going into both of those numbers. And then we put the 2 on top of that line, the end of that line. Because when we multiply, because we're still doing our 5 steps of division, good. Make sure you're doing the 5 steps of division. Don't just have your friends doing it, because I know there's some of you that are doing it constantly. Good job. Those of you that are just being lazy and not doing it, get up and do the 5 steps of division. I'm watching you. Okay, so we are still doing those steps. So we're going to take our dividing. How many 3s are in 6? There's 2. Now we have to multiply. 31 times 2. 2 times 1. Because remember, it's the whole outside number. It's not just 3, and 6. No, it's 31. So 1 times 2 is 2. And then 3 times 2 is 6. We bring that underneath and we subtract. 63 minus 62 is 1. There's a 0, so we don't need to put it. Obviously, 1 is less. And then we have to bring down our 4. Now, we have to ask the same thing. How many 3s are in 1? Because remember, this is 31. We're not going to see how many 3s are in 14, because then we would say, oh, there's 4 3s in 14. But no, there's not 4 31s in 14. Okay, the number is just 14. So how many 3s are in 1? There are no 3s in 1, so we put a 0 up top. And then we have to multiply because we just divided. Now we multiply our newest outside number times our divisor. 0 times 1 and 0 times 3. And that was pretty easy, wasn't it? And then we subtract 14 minus 0 equals 14. Compare, it is obviously less. There's nothing left to bring down, but that 14 can't stay here. So exactly, it becomes simply the remainder. And we're done. Except for the fact that we want to go ahead and say, okay, 31, always bigger number on the top, 3rd grade, remember that, times 20. So 1 times 0, easy. 3 times 0 Yes, that's what you're going to do because 31 times 0 is 0. Bring your 0 down in the second place, the second partial product. That's the first thing you do. Then it's 31 times 2. 1 times 2 and 3 times 2 is 6. And then we add 0, 2 plus 0, 0 plus 6, and then add your remainder. We still have to do that as well. 0 plus 4, 2 plus 1, and 6 plus 0. And look, 634 equals 634. Okay? Very simple process. So I know you can handle it because it's easy. All right, look at the next one. We want to see how many 21s are in 294. So the first thing we need to do is see how many 2s are in 2. Since they're both the same, you can figure out how many 2s are in 2. We draw a line over the 29, which you already see here, because we're going into both digits. It's not how many 2s are in 2, and then we do, oh, we put a 1 here, then 1 times 21, wait a minute, oh, 2, no, so you make sure you're going into, you're seeing how many 21s are in 29, but we can do that by seeing how many 2s are in 2. How many 2s are in 2? 1. Put your answer over the line that you drew. So it goes over the 9 because you're going into both of those numbers. Now we simply multiply. And I'm not even going to take the time to do it separately. 1 times 1. 21 times 1 obviously is 21. Now we subtract. 9 minus 1, 8. 2 minus 2 is 0, so we don't need to bring that down. Compare, obviously 8 is less than 21, but we do have the 4 that needs to come down. Now we have a new number, 84. How many 2s, remember, are not in 84, but how many 2s are in 8? Just simply in 8. There are 4 2s in 8. So we bring our 4 up top. After we divide, we have to multiply 21 times 4. So remember, the whole outside number, we're still going. 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. Oh, 84 minus 84 is 0. Compare, obviously it's less, there's nothing left to bring down, so we're done. Except for the fact that we're going to write 21 times 14. 1 times 4, and 2 times 4, 84, bring your 0 down. Now it's 21 times 1, or 21 times 10. And you know that 21 times 10 would be 210. And you simply add 4, 9, 2. Are they equal? Well, they sure are. So we're done, and it's all correct. Okay? So remember, first digit into the first digit. Even if it's a 1, in the ones place, it doesn't change the fact that you still go first digit into the first digit, multiply the outside numbers, write down, because it's not 20 anymore, it's 21. Make sure to write down the correct numbers, when you're multiplying, and then subtract, and you just keep going. So that's it. I know you know how to do that. Very, very simple, right? All right, now let's go over here really quickly and review your multiplication. I know you know how to do that as well, but some of you were just missing that little factor of remembering. It's just like you put a wall here. There's nothing else here except for, 973 times 2. I know how to do that. And do it just the way we normally did it. Some of you are forgetting that when we do 973 times 2, we said, okay, 3 times 2 is 6, 7 times 2 is 14. Some of you are going, 14. Well, then wait, then what do we do over here? Don't we carry over? And then you're doing, okay, 9 times 2 equals 18, so 18,146. No, if we have 973 and add it twice, is it going to equal 18,000? Definitely not, most definitely not. Remember to carry over. This 1 should be carried over here. Then we add it when we do 9 times 2 plus the 1. Which you're going to see here in just a minute, okay? So 3 times 2 is 6. 7 times 2, 14. Carry over the 1 with a plus sign because there's somewhere to carry it. As if you have somewhere to carry it, you need to carry it. Now 9 times 2, 18 plus 1, 1,946. That makes much more sense, okay? You see that? Now we have a wall blocking off our 2, and we look at a number and we're like, oh, it's just 973 times 4. And that's exactly what it is. So if you need to, write it over on the side, 973 times 4. And then remember, there's going to be a 0 kind of after it, because you always put a 0 in the ones place for the second partial product. So we simply multiply everything on the top times 4. 3 times 4. Oh, and cross out your carryover. Don't forget that, so we don't add it again. 3 times 4 is 12. My 2 comes down with a 1 with a plus sign in front. Now 7 times 4. So remember, carry over. 7 times 4, 28 plus my 1. That's why we carried over, is 29. My 9 comes down, and then I bring my plus 2 over top of what I crossed out, because I don't want to keep adding that in. So 29 is what 7 times 4 plus 1 is, okay? Then 9 times 4, 36 plus 2, 38. And then I simply add my partial products. 6 plus 0, 4 plus 2, 9 plus 9, and carry over the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 8, 10, and carry over the 1. 1 plus 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3 places from the right goes our comma. So what is our answer? 40,866. Okay, simple as can be. So just think carefully as you're doing that. That's what you're going to be working on page 327. The first thing you have are more division with 2-digit divisors, which we already just looked at, and making sure that you're doing that carefully. Even though there is a number other than 0 in the ones place, you still use the digit in the tens place when you divide. Follow all the division steps, and then when there are no more numbers to bring down, the problem is finished. So work on those carefully, divide and check. And then section 2, write the products. And that's all I want you to work on. Okay, you don't need to do the back. Now, if you do, yes, that's great, but you don't need to. So I want you to at least practice the division and the multiplication on the front of page 327. All right, third grade, proud of you, and make me continue to be proud at the very end, because this is it. You're going to be done. So please do your best. Be neat, be careful, think carefully, so that next year it'll be like, oh, this is a breeze. We already learned this. Make me proud, like I know you will. All right, I will see you in the next video, probably with a different accent. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Are you excited to find out? I hope so, because I am, because I have no idea what I'm going to do. All right, see you, love you, bye.